Hey everybody! I'm here today to show you what to do if you have a low water level in the toilet bowl. This will be an easy fix if you are in this situation. So if you realize that in your toilet bowl you have a very low water level, then this is going to be an easy fix for you. It's very simple, it's very straightforward, and to be honest with you, all that you need is a screwdriver. But before I show you how to do it, it's important to understand how this works, okay? Now you can go ahead and skip ahead if you want to just see the instructions, but it's really important, I believe it's really important for you to understand how this works. So essentially, when you flush your toilet, the tank over here fills up with water, okay? So this releases the water into the bowl and the tank fills up with new water. In addition, down this little pipe over here goes additional water, and that water is flowing as long as the tank is filling, and that water that goes in that pipe ends up going in the bowl. So in essence, the more water that you can send down that pipe, the more water that's going to actually end up in the bowl. Now, like I said, the water that gets sent down that pipe continues to flow as long as this is filling. So the longer that you can keep this tank over here filling for, that's the more water that's going to go in the bowl. So if you want to raise the height of the water in the bowl, all that you have to do is make sure that this fills for longer, okay? Now, let's get to the tutorial, okay? So essentially, how much this fills and how long this fills for is dependent on this thing right here. This is the float. You can see if I push it down right there, it's going to continue filling, right? So it's all dependent on this thing right here. Now, essentially, if you raise this up, okay, that is going to allow the tank to continue filling for longer. So all that you have to do to raise the water level in your toilet bowl is to use a screwdriver like this to turn this to raise it up. Now you'll notice if you turn it in one direction, it's going to go down. You turn it in the other direction, it's going to go up. It's very simple. So if I take this right here and I turn it, right now I'm turning it clockwise, okay? So I'm turning it clockwise, and as I turn it clockwise, it's actually raising it up. So I'm going to turn this clockwise substantially, okay? And every click is just a portion of a turn. So I'm turning it clockwise, and you can probably see that now it's much higher. Just look at the height of it compared to where it was before. It's much higher. So all that I have to do now that I've actually turned it clockwise, sorry about the bad camera angle, all that I have to do now is I have to flush the toilet. And you see, when I flush the toilet, like I said, okay, the tank over here is essentially going to be filling up with water. And as the tank is filling up with water, the filler is actually sending water into here, and that water that's going into there is actually filling up the bowl. So you see the water that's coming down there? That's actually coming from the water. Ooh, sorry about that. The water that's in there, okay, that's filling up that, is actually coming from right over here. This is just literally sending water into there. So now that I've adjusted it and I've flushed it, the actual tank will fill up more, which will mean that more water gets sent into the bowl, which will mean that it's going to be not a low water level anymore. So it's simple. To sum it up, hopefully this wasn't too complicated, because really all that you got to do is use a screwdriver to turn that, but it's important that you know why you're turning it and what you're doing to the toilet, right? I don't want you to blindly just go start turning screws and, not know what you're doing, right? So essentially, like I said, this is filling for longer, which means this is filling for longer. The tank is filling for longer, which means that this tube is filling for longer, which means that more water is getting sent into the bowl. So if you have a low water level, that's all that you got to do. Take your screwdriver and turn this so that the float actually raises. Now, if by any chance you have an older style toilet, which it's going to have like a long stem and then like a floating ball towards the end there, if you have that style, you can do a similar thing, except it's going to require a different method, but essentially you still want the tank to be filling for longer. And you can adjust that ball float, but essentially you want the tank to be filling for longer. That is the solution. And that's basically it. In this video, I've gone over an easy fix for having a low water level in the toilet bowl. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.